Janelle. This is Shayla. I'm going to be doing a haircut on her. What we're going to do is talk about how to grow out a bob, whether it's a shorter bob or a longer bob, and you get into that range where it starts looking like it needs to be reshaped and rebalanced to grow out. Part of the problem that we have on a bob is that it's very straight and square, and you see a very horizontal line. What we want to do is we want to change that to look more vertical. So we're going to add some layering throughout and just kind of rebalance that so that it starts looking like long hair versus a long bob. By the time we're done, it will actually look a lot longer than it is. And so while you're cutting the hair, you think you're cutting more off, you're actually going to be looking like you're lengthening, and then you're ready to grow it out and have a new look. Okay, so part of the issue with a long bob growing out is number one, the baseline, which tends to be very straight across. In her case, it's not terrible, but at times you may have a little bit of a shorter bob, which tends to kind of angle down towards the front, and you want to take those kind of points off, but you still want to maintain length, and a lot of times that's where most of the length is being shown still. So you want to be careful not to do too much, but try to either straighten that out, or in this case, I'm going to add a little bit of an ever so slight curve at the bottom so it starts looking natural and long. We're going to keep a lot of texture. I'm going to do a lot of deep point cutting in the bottom, and then add some layers because she has actually 0 layers right now, which we think sometimes helps it look longer, but it really doesn't because all we're seeing is this line again. So once we break that up and we add a little bit of textured long layers, and I'm going to do some kind of interior layers as well, that will help break that line up, and then we'll start seeing this length and set it up for growth. Remember, when you're cutting the baseline, often you will be cutting almost nothing from the center of the back of the head when you're cutting out a bob like this to grow out. You will be taking what seems to be a lot more off the corners, but barely anything here. So just be careful when you start cutting in the center not to overdo it, because you're going to have a lot more to take off when you get to the sides. Okay, so as I've been working through my partings to create the baseline, starting around the occipital and then up 3 sections towards the crown, each section I took vertical partings around the head and then slightly layered out weight by slide cutting on the surface. What you need to be careful of is not to push down and slice hair out by creating a scallop and sort of flipping the hair out. If you are very careful and gentle with it, you can actually slide hair off and create a nice texture on the surface and then interiorly throughout. So I did that 3 sections going up with my partings across, and then vertical partings to work. Okay, so before I start the layers, I'm actually going to come to the front of her. I'm going to work from the front to the back with my layering, and it's very important that you square your body up to your client. You want to be here so that as you work, you're not in the habit of standing here and pushing and pulling hair this way or this way. We're going to pull it towards ourselves, right into our belly, and we're going to create nice vertical long layers without removing too much length going this direction. We want to just break this heaviness from the scalp all the way to the ends that she has now and put a little bit more texture and layer around the front. So in order to do that, stand with your body in the front, and then we'll begin. As you're directing the hair, it's very important that you come towards yourself Don't overcross too far this way, as you will be removing a lot more of the layering here that falls on the top. And don't pull too far this direction, because all you will be getting is the surface, and you won't see the layering effect that you're looking for. So try to pull it just more directly towards yourself, and you'll get a nice little mix of layer and face frame at the same time.
I'm taking in what I can get, but I can't find the answers yet. Head underwater slowly.
Okay, so now that I've removed a lot of the bulk and the weight from that heavy triangular front that was all square here, long from base to ends, I've sort of eliminated the bulk by doing the slide cutting techniques. Now I'm gonna go in and just kind of clean up that shape, starting from the bottom up on the ends, and we will begin to see this haircut take shape. So we're all finished, and now we have all these layers around the face. We did all that texturing, which gave it that piecey, grown out look. So rather than looking like a fresh, blunt, long bob, it looks like a kind of naturally grown out, layered, textury haircut that will set her up to grow her hair out.